Standing here in Lofoten, Norway, behind me is the Arctic Ocean. And the reason I mainly came here was because of a penguin. My name is Ben, I'm a chef. I have a cafe here in Leknes. I run food experiences and food tours all over the islands. And this didn't start with me wanting to come here. It started with a series of mistakes that somehow ended up landing me in the right place. Chew on this. I grew up in Ohio. Not exactly the Arctic, not exactly a culinary destination either, but I knew I wanted to cook. So I went to Cordon Bleu, culinary school in Pittsburgh, graduated, and did what most chefs do. I started looking for work. The difference was I didn't want to work somewhere I already knew. I wanted out. My first stop was Asia. A few years cooking through different kitchens, different ingredients, different ways of thinking about food. It was good, but I was restless. That word kept coming up in my life. Restless. So I found a way onto expedition cruise ships. My first assignment was Antarctica. 2006. I'm standing on a ship in the most remote ocean in the world, cooking for expedition passengers. And somewhere between the icebergs and the penguins, the ship's naturalist starts talking about Svalbard, an Arctic archipelago, Norwegian sovereignty, 78 degrees north. It's closer to the North Pole than to Oslo. And I remember thinking, that's where I want to go next. And here's the thing. I didn't just visit. I moved there. 14 years. I lived in Svalbard for 14 years. Ran a polar permaculture project there. I cooked through polar nights and midnight suns. Became a tax resident. Built a life at the edge of the world. It's hard to explain what that does to a person. But it changes your sense of what's possible, what's important, what's normal, what food means when you're surrounded by nothing but sea and snow and silence. And eventually, Svalbard sent me south. Not south like Ohio south. South more like Lofoten south, which is still 68 degrees north, so it is quite north. I run a cafe here now, Jordbærpikene Cafe in Leknes. I lead food journeys around the islands, farm to table, sea to plate, the real version of that phrase. And every single day, I look out at this landscape and I think, yeah, this is where the story was going. So, now you understand how Antarctica sent me to the Arctic. It was an interesting journey from Ohio to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh to Asia, to the bottom of the world, to the top of the world. That's why I'm here. Look at this amazing fresh fish that was caught today near Ballsta. Next week, I'm going to show you what I actually do here in Lofoten. Tune in.